I started learning English at the age of 13. Many of my friends, my students, relatives, and people around keep asking me, how did you learn English? How did you get your accent? How did you start to become fluent and accurate? I would say I started learning English at the age of 13. At that time, I was at the secondary school. We had a very good English teacher, and that teacher made it easy for us, simple for us. We had the language as a funny session. We enjoyed, we learned. Since that day, I've become obsessive about the language. It became like a passion to me. I started to work on my own. Of course, the school had its own impact that I started to learn English in a simple way, but later on it was self-education. Let me explain what do I mean by self-education. I started to listen to songs in English. Listen to the song and write it down. Repeat the song maybe 50 or 100 times in order to write down and realize what are the words inside each sentence. I used to write the lyrics on my own. At that time, we didn't have internet or computers in order to. We had cassette. I had to rewind again and again. This is one of the things I had. The other thing I had, I started to play video games in English. These video games had subtitle in English that everything which is spoken inside the game was written down. I started to shadowing, to do shadowing, to repeat what I hear out of the video games. This thing also helped me a lot to grab the accent, how, the American accent is working, and how they pronounce some words, they hide some words, how they link, how they blend. It was easy for me to hear it exactly from the source, from native speakers. And the other thing that I had afterwards, that I started to do karaoke. Karaoke is to have the lyrics with the music in the background. Now, the lyrics go on with the light, so you have to do the song. So you have to sing it yourself, to have the same melody and the same words. I started to do this, and this made me also capable of being faster and to be more fluent. This helped me also to get the intonation. The other thing actually I did, I started to read a lot. I started to do all of these things on my own. So I started to listen to songs. I started to play video games in English. I started to read books. Yeah. And anytime I had the chance with a foreigner, with a friend, with a cousin, I started to speak the language. At that time, of course, I had a lot of mistakes. I had a lot of pronunciation mistakes and grammatical mistakes, but later on I was able to correct myself. And we call this stage self-correction, because later on I learned what's the correct pronunciation or what's the correct grammar structure. In that case, I started to correct myself, to correct my English. So basically, it took me a lot of years actually to improve my English. Until now, I'm still learning, trying to improve myself when it comes to the pronunciation, the accent, learn more vocabulary, learn more about the grammar structure. As an English teacher, I'm trying to improve this day by day. I keep reading, I keep listening, I keep writing sometimes. Yeah. So English is all about accumulation. It goes step by step. You build block by block, but nothing happens overnight. So what you have to keep in mind, that learning English or any other language is a long journey. Now you can make it shorter by practicing more and more on a daily basis and depending on the number of hours you have every day. Of course, you need time, you need passion, and sometimes financially speaking, you need to be willing to pay for investing in yourself learning English. That was my story in short. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate your time. Like, share, and follow. And thank you so much.